Hello everyone and welcome to our monthly recap episode, whatever you want to call it, on our Comics Etc. Direct card.
Oh my god, can you get there?
Do you want to explain? Okay, I'm sick, so my apologies if my voice is a little bit bad. And to make it even worse, what else is wrong with me?
He has conjunctivitis.
And all I want to do is just touch stuff.
It's disgusting.
And I'm not allowed to.
He's a germ.
If you see me and I've got pink eye, I apologise.
But yeah, this is where we show everyone our direct cart for the month and let people know what we've picked and let us know in the comments what you've picked.
Now, for those who don't know, Comics Etc. Direct is our pre-order website where we put up the entire catalogue of stuff coming out, I believe, in November?
Yeah, 3 months in advance.
November. Even if you don't shop on comicsetcdirect.com.au, you can still watch it if you go through the previews. Like, it's a previews wrap-up.
Yeah.
And unlike other places, we don't look at every item and talk about it. We only talk about the stuff we want to buy.
So
now,
you go first.
Well, talking about what people really want, now listen up. Everyone has knees, all right? I understand that there's a different table set up at the moment, but we all have knees. Yes, you saw my knees last month, but it's fine. Did you know bees have 6 knees?
Yeah,
that's where they're saying the bee's knees comes from.
You still have ugly knees, so then that'd be like a bee with 6 ugly knees.
So now I have my knees covered like I am a swimmer in the 1912. So no one can see my ankles, no one can see my knees.
Fun fact, you would know that too because you were born then.
I can give you some Titanic fun facts.
No, just stick.
All right, let's start and look through my cart first because you went first last month.
Yep.
So let's do this. Now, I actually did my cart about a week ago, so I can't even remember what I've put on there. So I'm actually a bit excited myself.
I'm not.
Are you ever excited about anything?
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, I chose the Web of Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1 because I've never read these stories and everyone always raves about this period of Spider-Man.
That cover is pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing that a lot.
Okay, well, I have read Craven's Last Hunt.
Yeah, well, isn't that one of the biggest Spider-Man?
Yeah. But that's this big in a book that's that big, so I've never read the stuff around it. So I'm really
what
curious
year
about
is this?
Let me guess. I'm going to say 86. Doesn't say.
Yeah.
Where?
85, so you're close.
85, there we go. Yeah, I was only like 3 years old.
So they've never done, no you weren't, 30. So they've never done this?
Omnibuses, yeah, they've been going on for a long time.
No, that specific one, it's not a reprint.
Oh, no, this is a brand new one.
Yeah,
it's
okay,
a newbie.
cool.
Next I chose Laura Kinney, Wolverine.
So there's a new Wolverine this week.
Yeah, issue 1's just come out.
So what's the deal with this one? Who's Laura Kinney?
The X-23.
Okay.
Do you even read comics?
I don't read.
You don't know who X-23 is?
I've never read Wolverine.
If you shop with us on the weekend and you see Remy at the counter, feel free to give him a full rundown history of who X-23 is.
I know who she is.
If he says he's too busy, just stand there and tell anyway.
Yeah, not like that changes.
All right. Next I chose Get Fury because this is the latest book by Garth Ennis, and his war stuff is phenomenal, even if you're not one of those
Well, that's
war
his
guys.
pretty big thing.
Yeah.
And anyone should read Sarah, which is right next to you. Grab it quickly. So this is a great book that not many people know about. I always tell people to read it. It's about a bunch of women snipers in Russia. And this was originally online, and then they decided to print it. And yeah, great story if anyone's into war comics.
Yeah.
And just Garth Ennis in general.
Starring everyone's favourite Sarah Finnegan. All right.
So yeah.
Good.
This is weird because I'm noticing a lot of things I had in my cart.
It's going to be a very short video.
Yeah.
Which we can talk about why. We talked about something off camera and we'll talk about it on camera when it gets to your turn. The Doom Treasury Edition.
Oh, can you tell Brisbane about Doom why there's not much? Because we get asked every single day.
If you've come in and you've asked me for this stuff, you've heard the spiel, so just fast forward like 15 seconds. Marvel are terrible at forward planning for their projects. I'm going to tell you a story. Way back when, about 18 months ago, when James Gunn announced the whole slew of DC movies, the publishers of DC actually sent us all an email, us retailers, goes, whoa. We had no idea this stuff was going to get announced. We're going to rush to print everything he announced, and we're going to have it to you in the next 2 months or so.
Like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Authority, some Wonder Woman
So you
books.
guys could actually read what was going to...
Brilliant. They've been in print ever since, and they've been fantastic, and they keep doing new projects.
So tell us what Marvel do.
All right. Marvel knew that there was going to be a Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out, and what did they publish for it? 0 new books. They republished some older ones, like Saga of Wade Wilson and Deadpool vs. Wolverine, like a compilation they brought out a decade ago, but not a single new book. They're just terrible at forward planning for any of this stuff, knowing that people are going to go into shops looking for it.
Yeah, and it sucks because people are excited and want to read stuff, and then we look like the bad guys because we have to tell them, sorry, we don't have anything.
And they're just terrible. I can tell you right now that people are begging to Marvel to publish this stuff and they just don't.
So explain this Doom Treasury Edition.
All right, so the Doom Treasury Edition.
Give me a sec, you talk. I'm going to grab a Treasury Edition to show how big it is.
There was a Doctor Doom one-shot that came out about a month and a half ago. Sold out, sold like hotcakes. They did a second printing. That just sold out. They're not going to do a third printing. Why? Because in typical Marvel fashion, they're going to cash in on the fact that everyone's after this book, and they're doing it in this format here.
Which is annoying on the shelf, but they're really cool because the art looks really good. So yeah, like look at these big pages, and yeah, it's just, it lets the art be able to speak.
Yeah, it does. So this, by the way, to make it more worthwhile and get more money out of you, they're also putting in Fantastic Four issue 583. And if you watched my Fantastic Four Omnibus review, which I loved, that is a very important issue that I talk about in there. So that should be in here for sure. But for some reason, the issue of Runaways issue 1 is.
Okay.
I have no idea why.
Is he in that at all?
I don't remember him being in Runaways. Okay. Apparently he was. I don't know. The story wasn't great.
For the one shot.
Hickman, yeah. I didn't think it was that good. It was very convoluted, I thought.
Do you feel like they might have just done it to have something come out?
Yeah, I do. Okay, next thing I chose was the Cosmic X-Men Omnibus.
Oh, they must be doing back issues.
Yeah, they might be. But, okay, I put this here more as a what the hell than anything else, because the contents of this omnibus make no sense. It collects some random X-Men, some Uncanny X-Men, an Astonishing X-Men run, but all stuff of the X-Men set in space. Which
cosmic.
Well, yeah, which brings me to my theory that I've talked about before, that Marvel will publish years in advance, not at the time, what's going to happen in the movies to have product on the shelf. So if you're looking what's going to happen to the Marvel movies, Cosmic is going to involve, for some reason, the X-Men movies, whatever's coming, is going to be Cosmic based.
And James said it first here on the Comics Etc. YouTube, so
bookmark it.
Nostradamus.
Amazing Spider-Man 61, it's the start of the Joe Kelly run of the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. I don't know much about it, but I love Joe Kelly, and I'm dying for a new writer on Amazing Spider-Man, and I've got my wish.
Is he related to Ned?
So dreams can come true. Hey, Ned Flanders.
No, Ned Kelly.
Oh, Ned Kelly.
Yeah. Shout out to Ned Kelly if you're watching.
Stormwatch, Road to Authority Compendium.
Don't know anything about that.
Oh, it was really good. It is Warren Ellis. Well, that's getting cut now. It's the prequel to Authority.
Okay.
And it introduces Jenny Sparks, Midnighter, and all the characters from Authority in one book. It's fantastic.
Oh boy, this is getting too similar. Go on.
So, you might not know this about Remy and I, but there's two things we love more than life itself, and that is turtle chips, and that is also The Question. We're both big fans of The Question.
I don't know how I feel about Renee Montoya's Question.
So I'm a big Renee Montoya fan, star of Gotham Central.
Yeah, she was great. That was a great book. And I love early Question, like Denny O'Neil.
So, okay, you explain it best, because I've got a cold. Who is Question?
Before Renee Montoya, it was Vic Sage, and he was a reporter. Like, he's kind of like a vigilante, I mean, like every superhero, but he has this crazy paste that he can put on his face and it makes him anonymous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. And obviously DC based Rorschach on him.
Yeah. Didn't they also base Love Shack?
No. And yeah, it went for years. And then, because there's 2 Omnis by the Denny O'Neil, and then he kept going for a bit. They did like some quarterlies, and then he just I don't even know how. I haven't even read how he died.
Didn't even know he was dead.
Well, Renee Montoya is him now.
He could have just been having a nice life on the beaches of Florida.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, it's a great character to get into. But I don't know how I feel about how.
She never really gelled as Question to me when she became Question.
Well, she showed up in 52.
Yeah, that's where she first became Question. I still like the stories, but I don't know if I'm just because I love Renee and I love Question. I don't.
Sorry, Daniel.
meant to put them together, but now they're together, and I'm going to give it a go because I love both characters. And
it's a 6 issue, so it's a mini. And yeah, I'll read it.
The Kingdom Come DC Compact Edition is the latest volume of the Compact. I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think you guys should buy it.
Well, look, yesterday alone, I sold about 4 Compact Editions.
Yeah,
so,
like they're selling like, we're selling, honestly, we get them in on a Wednesday and they're gone in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I don't reckon this is a good one for it because...
You're losing the art.
The art is so special in this.
And because they're only like that big, it's going to be smooshed.
Well, yeah, that, and also because these are $10 US books that are $18 in Australia or only $13.40 on direct.
Cool, how cheap can you
That's
get?
very cheap. But because of that, the paper quality isn't great. So I don't know if...
if it does it justice, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it is so good. It's one of the best comics you'll ever read.
Quickly, Alex Ross, great
Alex
art.
Ross, set in the future. It's the end of the DC universe. All the heroes have sort of retired and moved on, but
it's a staple title. It's something you should read.
Yeah, it's got staples. Actually, I think it's glued. Omnibuses, and they glued it.
Yeah, cool. Keep going.
All right, Justice League Unlimited issue 1, the new relaunch of the Justice League universe, starring everyone's favorite Dan Mora and Mark Waid. So
Cool.
I'm looking for that.
Good team.
We want Mora in our lives. JSA issue 1, Lemire is the writer.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Good times, yeah.
And if you ever read any of the Black Hammer stuff, he does Golden Age characters fantastically. Yep. There's a new Batgirl series starting up with the Batgirl from
what one's
Cassandra
that?
Cain. But her thing was really cool. Like originally she couldn't speak, so she would communicate through body language.
Not sign language?
No, well, kind of. But she would be able to read people.
Body
so really
language.
Good. Yeah. Walking Dead Deluxe issue 100.
Can you believe they've gotten up to 100 in these colour versions?
They're the recolored version.
That they'll never collect.
I don't know.
Lies.
So I chose it because I wanted to see that particular scene. You know that scene and how that goes coloured. So that should be good.
Oh, yeah.
And then, okay, so one of the things that I realised in this direct cart was that there's heaps of projects I'm actually interested in, but they're mid-project, and so they're going to be collected soon, but they're not yet. So I've got a big cart coming up. But these 2 projects here are stuff that I'm really interested in. So Moon Man Volume 1.
You missed one.
Would you? Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to come back to that one. Moon Man Volume 1 is, apparently it's written by Kid Cudi.
Yeah, the rapper, but that doesn't sound good the way you just said it.
I don't know who he is.
He's a rapper.
But I don't want to read it because of that. I think it actually sounds good. It's about a guy who goes to the moon and comes back, and he's kind of superhero power based. I think it sounds good because I watched a TV show on Apple called...
we don't get paid for this, by the way.
It was really good. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, it must have been great.
Shut up. And then I'm going to go back to do No One because apparently No One is set in the Radiant Black universe.
Isn't it the Massive Verse it's called?
Yeah, so
that's part of, there's heaps of titles that I've noticed have been adding that to their, like Dead Lucky, there's heaps now that have part of the Massive Verse.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Massive Verse is a new kind of like sub-universe in the Image universe that is very heavily... I won't say influenced, but it feels like Invincible. Oh, so if you like Invincible...
Radiant Black is literally almost it's very similar.
Yeah, so if it's anything like that, I can't wait.
I've got this one too.
Oh, there you go. So my next one is the Magic Order Library Edition.
Mark Miller?
Yep. Mark Miller is very, very hit and miss. He brings out a new project every single month.
Well, they had that deal with Netflix. And he did heaps, like Prodigy, that one. And what happened though?
Well, it's Psychosomatic Attic Insane.
Oh, yeah. Come play my game.
Boy. But this is great. Like, this is, out of all these projects, this is the one that's gelled to me. The other ones I go, they're okay.
Yeah, this was great. I loved that one.
They're either bad, okay, or this is the only one where I think is...
Yeah.
So it's Magic is Real, and magicians, like the guys
who pull
the rabbit out of the hat.
Isn't it always real?
No, yeah. Turns out they are actually real magicians, but they try to keep it on the down low. And then something happens in the very first volume where the world knows magic is real now, and a very bad event happens, and it's dealing with a magician turned bad.
So have they done any shows at all?
For the Prodigy, but
no.
For the Mark Miller verse.
Yeah.
Jupiter's Legacy, and it didn't
go yeah, that was like a cheap version of The Boys.
Yeah, so...
Which I feel bad for because some people really liked it, but because Boys had set such a high bar, it was like, you're not gonna...
You know who I feel sorry for about it? Us, we ordered it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We ordered a lot. We were ready for that one. The N64 Encyclopedia, just because.
Okay.
Favorite N64 game?
I'd never liked it. I'm sorry, but I never liked... That was one console I didn't really get into.
Wow.
I'm going to guess yours is Mario 64.
It was a game called Blast Corps.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Amazing.
You drive around and just blow everything up.
Yeah. Yep.
When games were easy and simple.
Yeah. All right, so this one here, I'm so happy.
Oh, wow.
A huge Human Nature fan here.
Wow, Aussies, Backstreet Boys.
What's one of
They just do covers of bad jazz and stuff.
Song?
I don't know. Just talk about the book.
I love their song with John Farnham.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. So I clicked on this because there's no cover art. The reason I clicked on this is for two reasons. I thought Human Nature, that's funny. But also it's got a James Jean cover. James Jean is one of the best artists on the planet. Used to do all the Fables covers.
James Dean.
James Jean. I have a cold.
Not the Hollywood actor. Yeah. So tell people what it's about.
Well, I'm about to. So James Jean's been out of comics now forever and does like professional art now. Has moved on. It's a bit highbrow. So I clicked on it because of that. And guess what? It's a brand new imprint. And this is actually written by Darren Aronofsky, director of many good movies, including Requiem for a Dream. Oh. That one with Hugh Jackman and lots of other great director.
Colin will fix this.
yeah, and post it all. So yeah, I'm a huge Darren Aronofsky fan, even though I can't name any movies.
So what company is this through?
It says here it's by. Does it matter?
Yeah.
All right, it's by I don't know. I can't wait for it.
Okay, so Aussie pop groups are starting comics. So next one will be Savage Garden.
Yeah.
And yeah. And lastly...
The Asterix Collector Volume 1. It's Asterix Volume 1 in a hardcover.
Nice. If you didn't read Asterix as a kid, you didn't grow up.
In the 20,000 different volumes that they do, it's just Asterix in hardcover. But I love hardcovers and Asterix, so the combination is perfect. Now my cart came to $715, which on a regular consumer website would have cost me about, I don't know, $1,200, so I saved about $400. It's pretty good, and you too can save that money on comics-direct.com.au.
All right, we'll do mine now.
Yeah. Did you know that conjunctivitis is genetic? So some people genetically get it more than others.
Cool, you're genetically sick.
It doesn't mean that I'm filthy.
All right, let's have a look at my cart. Now, when we do this, you're gonna realize that my card is almost exactly this mirror image of yours, and let's tell people why.
Okay, so the reason is that as best friends, we have very similar...
Just tell them the real reason, not some garbage. So it was a very small month for Direct, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, some months there'll be tons of stuff.
Yeah.
This one I felt like it was... I guess it's that time of year where it's not...
Yeah, November shipping tiles.
Yeah.
Which is kind of dumb because it means that December's going to be quite big, which they usually do. But it pushes the product out too late, like...
Yeah, but sometimes...
October, November, to sell December.
Well, I feel like it's good for some people because some months you can't always have crazy big months. Like it's like you've got to calm down a bit, and like we don't want people to calm down because it's great to get money. But all right, let's start. So one that you didn't have was the Damned hardcover. Now Omnibus, I've never read this, but it's Cullen Bunn, and he did Sixth Gun and other great titles. And this sounds cool because it's during the Prohibition era.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it just sounds cool. And I'll read anything that Cullen Bunn does.
Hopefully it's better than that one I didn't like, that everyone raves about, Moonshine.
Well, that's got nothing to do, that's Azzarello.
Yeah, but still Prohibition.
What was wrong with it? Yeah, that was cool.
Werewolves.
Yeah, and it was like mobsters. Oh, you don't like anything except for Titanic, and no one cares about that.
They do, highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah, by accident. All right, so the next one is off a video game that I really liked. It was Cult of the Lamb.
And that's a video game?
Yeah, it was like it was really cool. It was like an indie, you were a lamb that was in charge of a cult, and it was super weird.
Actually,
but yeah,
funny.
They did a comic.
If the lamb was the lamb chop lamb. So there's a bunch of people following around lamb chop play along.
Anyway, so yeah, no idea what this is about. Thought I'd give it a go.
It does look a little bit like lamb chop.
Well, it's a lamb. How would it not? God. Yeah, so that looked interesting, and I'll read it because why not? Something different. Same as you, Asterix hardcover. Grew up with them, and that's a nice format. I wonder how big. Do you reckon it would just be a standard hardcover?
They better not do that Tintin thing.
Oh, where they're little, like that big. Yeah.
Yeah. Nuts.
Blade Runner. I will get any comics from Blade Runner. I will agree they need to kind of stop on how many they bring out. But to be fair, all the ones I've read so far are great.
Have you read the actual book?
No.
You've never read Blah Blah Dream of Electric Sheep?
Yeah, that sounds good. Blah, blah. Yep.
I've got a cold. I've told you. You've never read it?
No.
Big fan.
So what? Oh, just because I don't read the stupid novel, I can't like it. Is this a new rule, is it?
It's a very good book.
Okay, cool. Magic Order, Library Edition, same as James. Don't need to rehash that, but yeah, very good, Mark Miller. Now, this one sounded interesting. It's called Into the Unbeing, Volume 1, and it's set in Australia.
Is it really?
Yeah. Look, it's a group of climate scientists working in a remote base camp on the Australian outback.
Ooh, that actually...
So, yeah, I was caught by this one. And Zach Thompson, so he's done... I haven't read any of his stuff, but yeah, something, you know, they keep it in Australia and the art looks cool. What?
The only thing, I love them when they do Australian comics, except I kind of like it when they're done by an Australian, because, God, they cartoon us.
And it's kind of funny that it's always just the outback.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else but desert in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll give it a go, because that artwork looks amazing.
Yeah. This is another great compilation of by Mike Mignola.
Okay, is he done?
No.
How more stuff does he have? Like
Because
every month
he's
there's a new...
amazing. He's got, this is 8 fantasy stories, so it's an anthology. And yeah, it's good because it's not anything to do with Hellboy and it's just strange tales. So break from the usual Hellboy. And he has, it's interesting name. Interesting. Monstrous Volume 9.
Yeah,
if you haven't read Monstrous, it's a great fantasy story that is actually way more adult than you'd think because the art is beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, it's because it's kind of got like child slavery and it's really crazy.
Hey, no, question for you though. Because I've stopped reading around Volume 4 or 5 and I can't see how it's up to Volume 9. Is it dragging?
I haven't read I've read 5 volumes because I got the hardcovers. I still have to read the second one. But yeah, I think it'll be one more hardcover. So it is a pretty long series. So yeah hopefully it holds up. Now this one, we got one. Amp. Oh, it's fixed. So this is a title that's part of the Ghost Machine universe. So you missed it.
I missed it. Is that
so Hornsby and Halo, and this is part of that whole...
Nah, not interested.
Why?
Because it's not actually written by Jeff Johns.
Yeah, I know, but they're giving... Tomasi's pretty good.
Yeah, I do like Tomasi, but I like the idea that the Ghost World universe is all just his stuff.
Okay, so not allowed to have guests, not allowed to have friends, so sorry, Jeff Johns, you have to cancel it.
Yeah, it's done. Sorry. A different imprint, please.
But yeah, the Rook is selling really well. Geiger, Red Coat, and now they've got the Hyde Street ones coming out soon.
McGeiger.
Sorry, we're dealing with a child here. But yeah, I'll check it out. Question again, because love him.
Yep.
Her. Gotham by Gaslight, last issue. This has been great. I've been reading it. It's again another sort of Cthulhu story. Very good. Look forward to seeing the end.
Yeah, see, I didn't bother with it because it's not done by the same creative team as the original. But if you're telling me it's good, I'll read it and trade.
And that's you in the background being sick like you are now.
In the corner.
Batgirl, and look, exactly the same. Yeah. Get Fury and Doom Treasury Edition. So yeah, pretty equal month. What was my total? Ugh. 389. Where did you get? Yeah, but where did you get so much more? That doesn't, because I nearly had exactly the same. Pardon?
My card's better. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think my card is better than yours.
Don't breathe on me. Oh, Omnibus. That's why.
Omnis.
That would have been it. Just one, not more.
Yeah.
So Omnibuy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's our carts. Feel free to share with us in the comments on what your favourite ones are and what you're getting for the month.
And don't forget the cut-off
is the end of the month. Oh my God, I had a look at it.
But people don't remember.
The 27th, I want to say. Whatever the last Friday of the month is.
Yeah.
Now listen, it's always at 10:30. The amount of people that put in orders between 10:30 and 12, and
you can see.
I see you online, and I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, and I see the names come through. It's like people every month who order.
He's watching you.
I'm watching you, and I'm like, I wait for that period in between someone starting a new cart to cut it off, because the reason the orders cancel is because we literally have a time frame to order this stuff before we can't order them anymore.
So yeah, hopefully we gave you some ideas for some new stuff to check out, and yeah, jump on comicsdirect.com.au and do your orders.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.